Now recognizes the gentleman from Florida, Mr. Posey, for 5 minutes.
Thank you, Chairman Davidson. When I first read the proposal that we're going to charge people with good credit more and we're going to charge people with poor credit less, I thought it was a bad joke. I mean, how that could possibly pass anybody's straight face test is a mystery to me. Professor Rossi, explain how the principle of risk-based pricing mortgage lending, should we preserve such principles?
So I'm a big believer, just to say at the beginning, in risk-based pricing in general, right? So basically what happens is that every loan that comes through that the GSEs purchase will go through their pricing engine. It'll take into account all the usual variables such as FICO score, loan or credit score, loan-to-value ratio, debt-to-income ratio, probably another 10 or 15 of those variables that you see in those LLPA grids. So we're already pricing for it in the G-fee, in the ongoing G-fee. And I want to be clear here. There's the ongoing G-fee, and there's the upfront loan level pricing adjustment. So risk-based pricing is inherently good. We all do it every day, right, with auto insurance, right? We see that we each pay based on our driving habits and everything else, but it's different in the GSE world because we have this other dimension to it. And so it's not the case that I personally believe risk-based pricing has a purpose. I think it should be risk-based price into the G-fee. Every loan should be risk-based price, but then we average it at the end, just like we do today. So 45 basis points, I think, is the average guarantee fee.
Mr. Parcell, what are the views of the realtors across the nation on this?
Thank you, Mr. Congressman. We're against any increase in fee, period.
You know, and a lot of people have, in your written testimonies, you've offered some solutions, but it would seem to me it's so simple. I mean, inflation, do we all agree that inflation drives the price up? Do we all agree inflation makes it harder for low-income people to purchase homes? Do we agree that inflation makes it harder for them just to pay their bills every month, much less qualify for a home loan? All heads show unanimous on that. So, you know, why the administration won't do something to fix that? The administration's raising rates to try and stop the inflation that it called because it's trying to kill the fossil fuel industry. Nothing in this room does not have a fossil industry component to it. I mean, the federal government is causing these problems and then asking people to come in and help solve it when the federal government could solve the problem really relatively quickly. Housing shortage for everyone to have a home is nothing new. I mean, that's been around since the beginning, and we've tried to do everything possible, I think, the government to make that, as some consider the American dream, possible for every family. We know it helps generations. Every generation is better off until possibly this one than the generation before because ownership of the rock has expanded, and we really want to do that. But it really seems that we're trying to solve a problem that could easily have been solved, it could easily be solved with almost a snap of a finger. We could bring prices down, we could bring affordability down. Anybody want to dispute that on this panel?
No, Congressman. More houses would certainly help.
Mr. Congressman, a few things that could help immediately is the capital gains exemption for your primary residence. That was a law that was passed in 1997. It was $250 if you're filing separate, $500 if you're joint. There's people that are in their homes that would like to downsize, but they do not want to take the capital gains hit. So things have changed since 1997, so you all could help with that. There's also several commercial office space that's not being utilized with COVID. There's people not coming that we could use some of that commercial space for conversion to home ownership. So those are things that we would all welcome your help with for sure. Thank you.
Anybody else?
I have one. I would say if we eliminated the 10 basis points on the on top on guarantee fees today for payroll tax, that'd go a long way too.
Thank you. Mr. Chairman, my time's about to expire. I yield back. Thank